G'day all, welcome back again to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of our Pacific War campaign using Panzer Grenadier, and we're doing the first scenario in the chronological campaign, which is Alaska's Warriors from the Alaska's War supplement, and we're about to go on with the 0830 turn. So before we do that, we do the cruiser guns for the Japanese. And I know I'm doing this a little bit differently, but hey, I'm happy with doing it this way. So let's roll up. Yeah, 0830 turn. Oh, I did it already. Duh, idiot. We did it up there. I did it up there before the turn. So we're just going on with the turn. I will get there eventually. Okay, so initiative-wise, the US first. They're on a 2. +5 is 7, and the Japanese are a 5. +5. Ooh, random event. Dun, dun, dun. So 7 to 10 is 3. 1.5. There's 2 activations for the Japanese anyway. Let's roll on the random event table. We get a 4. And a 4 is cut wire. Roll 1 die on a roll of 1 to 3. It's, well, it'd be a Japanese event. On a roll, result of 4 to 6 would be an American event. Communications with support units fail. No indirect fire or fire support is available this turn. At the beginning of the subsequent turn, roll 1 die. On a result of 5 or greater, support remains unavailable for that turn as well. Roll in each succeeding. Okay, so we need to do that. Cut wire. So first thing we need to do is find out who it's for. So we roll a die. It's a 5. On a result of 4 to 6, this is an American event. Okay, the Americans don't have anything, so it's not going to affect anything. We don't have any indirect fire or off-board artillery or anything else. So it's going to be 2 activations for the Japanese. Righto. So these guys can see these guys, but they're all out of range and everything else. So we're going to activate the lieutenant here. There you go. And they're going to continue to move. Now these guys only have a range of 2 scouts. So the machine gun will move first. And like I said, we've got to go this way to follow the tracks. So that's 1, 2, 3, plus the extra for remaining on the tracks the whole way. So that's good. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up with the lieutenant. Those guys have activated, and then the second activation will be everybody down here. The commander will activate his stack, and the and the lieutenant's stack as well. And again, they're not in range of anything, so is that right? Hang on. Yeah, because it's only visibility is only 6. So I'm just going to move them all together. So 1, 2, 3, 4 remaining on the tracks. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're finished. Oops. They're finished, and we're over to the Americans. Okay. So these guys are all dug in. The lieutenant here has spotted these guys. These guys got a range of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So they know that they're okay for this turn. And they know they're okay for the next turn because these guys can't get into range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these guys are all spotted by the Alaskan Scouts. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These guys were spotted when they got to here, but they finished up here, so they've gone out of spotting range again. So what do the Americans want to do? And again, I don't think there's really anything they want to do. They don't need to move or anything else. The scouts are doing their job up here, spotting what's coming along. They spotted the commander and his mob coming up through the fog, but then lost sight of them again. So they know there's a lot of people coming. So I think the Americans are simply going to pass. Go back to the Japanese. There's nothing for them to do. Everybody's activated. So we go back to the Americans. Anything they want to do. I don't think so at the moment. I really don't. So I think we'll call it quits there for that turn. So we can get rid of the markers. We can take it up to the 0845 turn. And we're ready for the next turn. Again, there's no cruiser guns this time. So we're rolling for initiative. Americans, 2 + 2 is 4. Japanese, 5 + 3 is 8. 8 to 4 is 4. Halved is 2. 2 activations again for the Japanese. Okay, so what do they want to do first? They could go 1, 2, 3. They could get to here and then take some opportunity fire from the scouts. And I think that's fair enough. So we're going to activate these guys to move. We're going to move the infantry platoon first. He goes 1, 2, 3, and 4 to there. And the lieutenant will activate for opportunity fire. Do we want to fire on this guy? And we'll say no. So we haven't activated. Oh, it doesn't matter. We can fire on this guy. Yeah, why not? Let's get up the charts. Direct fire. Okie dokie. So we have firepower of 4 at there. So we're on the 4 column. Target is not in towns, woods, or anything else. Nothing there. Target's dug in. Target is on high. No. Elevation's the same. No. Target is 3 or more away. No. 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 Target is adjacent. No. It's artillery. No. 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 I don't think there's anything here other than opportunity fire. Okay, so we go up to the 7 column. And we get a 9 on the 7 column, which is nothing. Okay. Next unit to come up is the other infantry. 1, 2, 3, 4. They've both activated now. We are not going to fire. We're going to hold fire for the lieutenant and the machine gun. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so again, we're on the 4 for our firepower, but we get 1 for opportunity fire for on the 7, a 9 again. So again, nothing happened, and they're done. Right, and this guy are activated as well, and that's that. So we've had 1 activation for the Americans. Second activation is for, again, the commander will activate his stack and the lieutenant's stack. They're not in range of anything, so I'm just going to move them all together. And they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. They've activated. They're now in line of sight and visibility range, so these guys are all spotted. And here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these guys are spotted. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These guys are spotted as well. So that's everybody in there, like that. So what's going to happen now is we'll move this up to 0900 and clear the markers. And we will do our artillery. Because this will be coming up on the 0900 turn. So I forgot to mark that one. That's all the same as well. It's yellow. Righto, so 0900, roll a die. And it's a 1. So it's going to be 1908. Grab our marker. Red smoke. 1908. Boom. So she's landed right there. So they were lucky. They felt it, but it didn't do nothing. Now, am I doing the artillery right? Off board. Off board artillery. 9, 2. Let's just make sure that I'm not screwing up any more than I'm supposed to. Come on, you can do it. Once per turn, blah, blah, blah. For each hex beam, the player totals the bombardment, finds the column, then rolls 2 dice, blah, blah, blah. Target hex. If a target hex contains or is adjacent to a hex containing friendly units may be affected. If friendly units occupy a hex adjacent to a hex target, the owning player rolls 2 dice, blah, blah, blah. Really saying anything at all, is it? Up to 3 off by... For each hex beam bombarded, the active player totals the bombardment fire strength of all units bombarding the hex, then finds the column. He then rolls 2 dice, rolls all units in the target hex. Well, there's nobody in the target hex, but what I'm thinking is, because friendly fire, if a target hex contains or is adjacent to a hex containing friendly units, the friendly units may be affected. bombardment fire hits an assault hex, both the friendly and enemy. If friendly units occupy a hex adjacent to a hex targeted for bomb, the only player rolls 2 die for each such hex. Add 1 to the result for German, British, or American bombardment. Add 1 to the result if firing units have line of sight. If an adjacent hex hit by friendly fire contains both friendly and enemy units, only the friendly units are hit. This unit, If an adjacent hex is hit by friendly fire, the initial target hex is still bombarded normally. Well, no, I don't think it does anything. It doesn't affect anything. So that is that. How long have we been going, friends? Only 15 minutes. Do we do another turn? And I think we will. So we're doing the 0900 turn now. We did 8:30 and 8:45. Doing 0900 turn. We roll for morale. Morale. Initiative. Americans first. 2 plus 6 is 8, and 5 plus 5 is 10. Difference of 2 halved is 1 activation for the Japanese. Okay, 1 activation. Well, I think we need to bring some fire onto these guys. So that is what we are going to do. Do we want to? Do we really? Yes, we do. Fire. So we're going to be firing at these guys, at the Alaska Scouts. So we have 10, 14 for direct fire. So we're on the 11 column. And I don't think there's going to be anything. They're not adjacent or anything else. There's not 3 units or anything else. So it's going to be on the 11 column. We get a 7 on the 11 column, which is absolutely nothing. So these guys have activated. Now it's the Americans' turn. We're going to get out of dodge. We're going to move these little fellas back. So they're going to go 1. There's no opportunity fire. There's nobody in range at all. Go 1, 2, 3. We'll go into there. And they have activated. They're still in range of these guys. These guys can still see these guys. These guys can still see these guys. Okay, we're back to the Japanese. We don't want to get off the track. That's the whole thing. So we're just going to activate Commander and his mob and the Lieutenant and his mob. The Commander's activating both stacks. And we'll simply go 1, 2 to there. And these guys will go 1, 2 to there. Nobody can shoot at all. These guys are still out of range, out of visibility. They've got a range of 5 on the heavy machine gun, but there's nothing happening there. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these guys are no longer spotted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So all of these are still spotted. 4, 5, 6. Yep. But these guys are no longer. Done. So back over to the Americans. Americans don't want to do anything. They pass, and these guys here then pass as well, so we can clear the markers, put it up to the 9:15 turn. And I think we'll call it quits there, because the next time we're going to have more shooting and stuff, and I think that'll probably take a little bit long. So we will call it quits there. Again, not much happening. We're just moving up. I don't want to get the Japanese mired in the muskeg or anything else if I can get around it, because they'll just start to fall apart and stop and get slowed down, and we don't have that many turns to try and kick the Americans out. So that is that. We did that on the first turn. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So the next turn will be 9:15. Is that right? Did 8, 8:30, 9. We did the 9:15. So the next turn will be 9:30. Yep. So we will roll up now for the artillery, the cruiser fire. We get a 6 for 9:30, which is 20:06. Is boom, landed right there, right beside the town. Okay, so that's that. When we come back, we'll go on with the 0930 turn. So take care, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.